Hey guys, Dr. Kyle Loveless here, and I want to shoot a quick video for you about I think a really important concept when it comes to health, or when you're following a health plan, is understanding the idea that, so many times I hear people say that it didn't work for me. Like they tried something like, let's say they took a vitamin. Like let's say they took, let's say they took turmeric, right? You took turmeric, which is a really good healthy herb for you. It's a root, actually. It's really good for helping your body handle inflammation, helping your immune response. And so just a really healthy thing for somebody to take. But let's say somebody took that and they were expecting their back pain to go away. So they took turmeric and they said, and back pain didn't go away, so they say, oh, that didn't work for me. Okay, so that concept right there is what I want to talk about with you today, because there's so many good things out there that you can do for your health. And I see people all the time, they'll try these good things like changing their diet to a really healthy diet, but then they didn't lose the weight they wanted, so they said it didn't work for them. And then they stop and they go back to eating like junk again. And so there's a really good concept here to understand when it comes to health and helping understand where your expectations should be, okay? So again, I'm just to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Kyle Loveless with Queen City Health Center here in Charlotte. My wife and I, Dr. Holly, have two clinics, one in Matthews and one in South Park. And ultimately we're Wellness Way affiliates, and so we're doctors that look for the cause of your health problem, and we don't just guess, we test. And so this whole video is to help teach you why something might not have worked for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't the answer. I had a patient come in yesterday, and I won't say her name because I know she's going to watch this. She'll know who she is. But she came in yesterday, and good friend of ours, I've known her for a very long time, and she had some things she just did in her life, and it really wrecked her health. It messed her up. She's gained I don't know exactly how much weight, but a lot more weight than she's ever had on her before. And so she's just really down about this. Her clothes that used to fit don't fit anymore. She has a very small part of her closet that she can use, and she's just tired and just really frustrated. And so we started doing some testing with her probably about a month ago. We got the test results, I think, about 2 weeks ago back. And we started her on some herbs. We did a digestive health test. We did a stool test. Found out that she has a bacterial infection and that she has a lot of inflammation in her gut. So we took her through a protocol where we put her on, it's not over here, but we put her on, yeah, we did actually, the gut ion, which is really good for supporting the gut. We put her on, what was it? I think uva ursi, different things that kill that bacteria. And we did some things, we put her on some stuff that's gonna help her gut, right? And it's been 2 weeks, and she came in and we talked, and she's like, I'm just so frustrated, this won't go away, and I just can't lose weight, and just really broke down. And I felt for her, and I hear this a lot, and so I wanted to shoot a video on this to help encourage you guys that just because something, number one, we have to give things time. So just because something didn't work in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks doesn't mean it wasn't the right answer. The one variable that I think most people never want to deal with and never want to have to think about is time. It takes time for your body to heal, for it to regenerate. I've heard upwards of 2 to 3 years for us to actually replenish the good bacteria in our gut. I mean, like retest, and it's actually at a good place. It takes time to recolonize that bacteria. Just digestive health, it takes it's 120 days that we get a new digestive system. So cells are always dying off and new cells are being replaced. So there's a healing process that has to happen. At the same time, she said, I've been eating everything right. I haven't had sugar when we go out to eat, or when we're eating out. My family's like, come on, it's just one time, it's no big deal. She's like, I don't cheat, I don't do anything. I'm doing exactly what I was told to do. And I said, and she said, but it's not changing anything. And I looked at her and I said, that doesn't mean those aren't the right answers. It just means, number one, we have to give it some time, and we have to follow a plan. And then once we get to a point where we're going to reevaluate, we decide, do we need to add something? Do we need to change something up? And what I mean by that is eating good is always the right thing. Does that make sense? Is that eating good isn't a treatment. It's not something that gets rid of symptoms. Eating good is something you do to reduce stress on your body and give your body the nutrients and minerals it needs so it has a better ability to work. But that might not be the full answer. Chiropractic care, I've had patients come in and their friend came in, they got adjusted and their digestive problems completely went away, and their menstrual cycle got completely better. Everything was just awesome for that person. Their migraines went away. But then their friend came in and with digestive problems, same symptoms, and they didn't go away. And their friend would say, it worked for her, but it didn't work for me. And I would say, no, it worked for her too. It worked for both of them. It just wasn't the enough enough help. It didn't help her body adapt enough to the stress in her life. So her problem was she had so much stress in her life that it wasn't enough. It was a part of the answer, but we needed to do more. And sometimes as you're going through plans with people or doctors, it might be a starting point. It might be something that takes 6 months to a year and a half to 3 years. If you look at people that lose 180 pounds, they don't do that in a month. And sometimes they don't even lose weight in the beginning, but it's saying, okay, here's my plan, I'm gonna stick with it. And then have an reevaluation point. So this is what I mean by that. When I told her, I said, okay, we have a really good plan. These are all the things you need to do to help. We're gonna go after this bacteria. We're gonna work on restoring your digestive system. We're gonna give you adaptogens to help with your stress. And I know you're gonna be in this mode where you're gonna be reading a lot, you're gonna be researching a lot, you're gonna go on all these different websites and you're gonna watch commercials and you're gonna say, oh, that helps with my digestive problems. I have digestive problems, I'm gonna wanna take that. And this is what happens, people get on plans and then every other day I get a text from them saying, what about this supplement? What about this supplement? What about this supplement? And those supplements might all be good, but they're not a part of a plan. So what happens is you see, okay, this supplements, like ashwagandha helps with stress, right? So let's say we're following a plan and ashwagandha is not a part of it. And you say, I'm stressed out. Somebody tells you ashwagandha is good. Okay, I'm gonna try ashwagandha. But then you take it and you're still stressed out. But then there's another supplement that says it's good with stress. So you grab that one, you try that one. And it didn't quite work, so then you do another one. Well, guess what? Next thing you know, you have an empty pocketbook. You're extremely frustrated. This is real life. I've done this, so I'm talking from life from my book. Is you're really frustrated and you don't have any money left, and you think that natural health care doesn't work for you. And the truth is you never actually followed a plan. So I'm going to encourage you guys. Number one, we have to test. So with her, we've done the right thing. We've done the start of the testing. We're going to start to heal her gut, start to work on her digestive health. That's going to be a 6 to 9 month process. Each month, we're going to do a reevaluation. We're going to talk about what she's experiencing. We're going to look at her supplements that we're having her follow. We're going to look at her eating plan, and we're going to evaluate whether or not we need to make changes within that. And we expect during this time that she'll start to see change. But 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the road, it might not change at all. If you started chiropractic care and your problem didn't go away right away, removing interference to your nervous system, getting your spine healthy is 100% of the time a good thing. Eating healthy is 100% of the time a good thing. Moving, getting outside and moving all day long and exercising always is adding benefit and health to your body. Right? Sleeping at night, getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep is always going to help you. And so if you've done all those things and you're still feeling really sick and unhealthy, you're doing the right things. It might just take time, or we might just need more than just that. And so the next step isn't go buy a ton of supplements. The next step is test and see what's actually happening in your body. I shot a video yesterday, I think it was, or 2 days ago. And I think it was yesterday. And in that video, I said, everything I just taught you, diet, rest, exercise, alignment, mindset, doing all those things are great. But if you have a bacterial infection in your stomach, in your gut, you're still going to have to actually go through, it's going to have to be individualized. Those things I taught you aren't going to get you better. They're going to help. They're going to add less stress, you'll feel less sick or you'll be less unhealthy, but they're not going to be the full answer. If you have a yeast infection, there's specific things we have to do to actually change that. If you have hormonal dysregulation, there's going to be some specific pathways. You don't have a hormone producing problem most of the time, you just have a hormone actually pathway problem. And so we have to work at, well, how do you help your body get rid of those estrogens, or how do we help your body produce less estrogen or produce more progesterone, or whatever that is for you. But do you see how there's so many variables in that? It has to be individualized and we have to test. So what I'm getting at is that, and this is meant to be more encouraging for you, is that if you've tried chiropractic care, if you've tried nutrition, if you've tried exercise, if you've tried acupuncture, if you've tried exercising, if whatever it is you've tried meditation, and you're like, yeah, that didn't work for me. It did work for you. It just wasn't the full answer, or you didn't give it enough time. So always remember, a good plan has a testing involved, so we're actually making it individualized. A good plan has a plan actually written out in place. This is what we're going to follow. A good plan has repetition and consistency over a certain period of time, and a good plan has reevaluations. If you go to a chiropractor or a doctor and they've never reevaluated, if they've never taken re-x-rays or whatever their initial test was, if they never redid that testing, then we don't know where you actually stand just based on symptoms. Okay, so that's the big picture for you guys. I wanted to shoot that video because I've had a few patients in the last few days that's just discouraged. And another patient actually said this. She's like, "Am I ever going to get to drink wine again?" And I say, yeah, it's only been 2 months. It's cool. You'll be fine, right? You're going to get to drink wine again. You're going to get to do those fun things again. Right now, you're in a therapeutic mode. We have to get your body back into its restored, and then it'll be able to handle those small stressors on a every so often basis. But right now, any stress you add in is going to make it harder on your body to adapt to the stressors that are already there. So nutrition, think of it as like you're reducing stress and you're adding nutrients and minerals, not you're trying to lose weight, not you're trying to look for results. So we got to control our expectations. The final thing I'll say here, in our workout this morning, a buddy of mine, Robert, actually said this afterwards. He said, you know, so we were talking about in concentration camps, there's a story of a guy who said when he was in the concentration camp, a Jewish guy said, everybody there, the people that just didn't make it and actually died, were the people that said, by Christmas, we're going to get out of this concentration camp, or by Easter, or by Thanksgiving, or by this certain point. These really optimistic people were the ones that actually didn't make it through. But for him, the way he looked at it is, we're going to make it out of here. I don't know when. I don't know how. I'm going to have faith in God and take it one day at a time. Okay? So that's my best encouragement for you guys. One day at a time. Have faith in the process. Have faith in your body's ability to heal, and continue to just move in that process and reevaluate, and you're going to get there. Cool? Hey, guys, hopefully you got a lot out of that. Hopefully I wasn't just, sometimes I feel like I'm just talking and jabbing around. Hopefully that made sense too, but hopefully it was encouraging for you. So share that, like this, love it. People need to understand that the natural way is their answer. It just might not be all they needed, right? It's like when you go to the doctor and you take a high blood pressure med and it didn't go away. Well, that's because maybe that wasn't the only answer. Right? All right, cool. Guys, like this, love it, and share it. Thanks so much for watching. And hey, make sure you go on our YouTube channel and subscribe there. We have tons of videos that you can learn from and continue to benefit from. Go to our Facebook group, Queen City Health Center, Your Health Now, and learn on that page as well. And you'll get tons of extra information there. And we got some other stuff too. Oh, our podcast. So Owning Your Health. Me and two of my buddies just teach about health. One of them's a teacher. He's brilliant in education. One of them's just an everyday awesome guy that loves God, and he's there as well teaching with us. And then you got me, and we just get together and start talking about health. So, all right, love you guys. We'll talk to you later.